Going to start it off a little early today. Get it going. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for the beautiful Sunday morning update. Blessings on blessings it is to be alive. And let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Right from last night, where we pick off from where we left off, which is kind of what I love to do. And that shows the discipline and the focus, right? And that's why most people, they want to be accurate, they want to be on point, but they're not willing to do the work every single day that it takes. You know, they want to go hang out, they want to chill. You can do those things, but you got to get the work done first, okay? So last night, you can see I circled this. I haven't touched my chart from last night, from when we went to bed. And you can see I circled this, and I said, I believe we found the bottom here of the night. And I was correct so far, right? We did eventually find the divergence that would revert price action. How do we know? It's divergence. We kept looking for this one, then that one, then we found this bigger one. I almost missed it, and then I found it right there, and then we eventually would start moving back to the upside. I said it wouldn't be surprised if we went back to 64,000. And we went to a high about 63,928. 933 even, I guess, was the high here. 63,937 and 17 cents. Was this one a little higher? Yeah, 959. So almost back to $64,000. We're going to break all this down. This is too messy for me now. We were seeing what we were doing. I can remember now, though, we have the bigger channel. We tried to break back inside the bigger channel. We did not. Now we can say this is a more elongated consolidation, but we'll break all that down for you like we do every day. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's well with the family. And you're loving your life, and it's beautiful Sunday, man. Sunday's the day you should look back on everything you're doing. I used to work a lot on Sunday, actually, but, you know, even work on Sunday was quiet. I know you're not supposed to work on Sundays, but what I did is I was like a video engineer and assistant editor in the TV business. I don't know if anyone knows does anyone here know what an assistant editor is? Does anybody know? It was a very weird, like, nobody knew what I did. There was like 5,000 of us or less in the country, a very small group. And we were spread out around the United States. Hey, Live, could use a prayer for my fiance and I are fighting. My son is getting in trouble with the law, and my driver and I'm not doing okay at all. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. May the Lord protect your family, and may things get better with you and your wife, man, and your son. Basically get at in the least amount of issues as he can and move on with his life. Amen. Assistant editor. Yeah, but there's more than just, it looks like you assist the editor, but there's so much more going on. You play with time code. You work closely with the engineers. It's an intense job. You know, anyone that's done it. Anyway, see, nobody knows. I used to tell people what I did and show. I used this type of keyboard to go to work, and they'd be like, what? Anyway, so 65.5, can we get back above it is amazing. Can the weekly candle close in a bullish pin bar tonight? As we get ready for the weekly candle close, this kind of gets us ready for the weekly candle. And the idea that if we did break back inside, we're just in a nice little bull flag. The measured move is wick to wick. And wow, could we continue further to the upside here? Somewhere to $94,000 in July or August, you know? So interesting times to be alive, in my humble opinion. Hello, my brother. What are your thoughts on Phantom? Yeah. Assistant usually do more work. Oh man, I did so much. It was insane. It's the preparation. It's a whole thing. Trippy, hope things get better for you and your family. Cryptomaniac, sending love to Trippy. That's the community in which we have here. All right. So 65.5, 60,000. And again, we're above weekly support again, this beautiful line. So I'll take it. Bullish engulfing candle coming on the 3-day chart. And this is just this falling wedge now that we've been going over, right? It's not all good, I'll tell you that, unless we break back above this key level here. It's 67.2 to me on the daily, but they call it 60. It's 66 for her. But let's look at the daily time frame. So the daily had this beautiful high to about 67,200. It wicked right about to that area. Resistance came back down, and 67.2 is a weekly support and resistance area. So that's why I like when the daily and the weekly both can join, and that's why it's the most important area for me personally. And you could say, we're attempting to break out and do what's called a retest. You could even see the retest on the daily. I want to see what happens today. My wife wakes up, says, today's going to be a big day for crypto. I'm like, why? She tends to know these things, she says. It's very interesting. We'll see what happens. Let's see if her dream-like predictions, she has these dreams where there's like a wave or there's flowers. And when there's flowers and stuff, it usually means we pump. When there's a wave, it usually means. It's really weird. A couple times she told me, the dip is over. You don't have to worry anymore, And I looked at her like, what? And she was right. She's been right a few times. So she says we pumped today with her gypsy ways. Let's see what happens. We don't know. We will find out in time. All right. So don't go making a trade on that. All right. But it's just interesting. Let's see. It's called intuition. Never sell AVAX for Bitcoin, please. That's funny. Nothing happens on Sundays. Love Wyver's intuition. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. We love you. We appreciate you. And you're an awesome human being. May God bless you. Your family is blessed to have you. They better kiss the ground you walk on down. Send this to your family and let them know, man. You're like, see? I'm known around the world, man. Put respect on my name. Shout out to everybody here. Wyver is astro projecting. She may, the men who stare at goats, right? I mean, it is what it is. I studied astral projection for a long time. Felt like I was astral projecting right now. I'm actually sleeping in bed, but I'm here with you now. All right, let's get back to what's going on. So the 22-hour and the 12-hour have broken the 200 SMA. It's a really good sign, right? We need to, and we never really tested the daily, which is like when you test the daily, that's like, you don't want to test the daily 200. That means you're getting a little too low for a bull run, in my humble opinion, right? You don't want to break the 200, the 21 on the weekly. I am the man that told you we would likely come back to the 21 on this weekly time frame over and over again for days on days, for weeks on weeks, not weeks, but for a little while when we were up here, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Yeah, I guess I could say weeks. 12-hour 2 is the closest time frame that's broken above the 200 MA. And we talked about it at screen share. We were right here at screen share. I said, watch for this to break above. If this breaks above, we're going to get a big move. And we exploded to the upside. And here's the deal. So this is what everyone wants to know. Are we going to get rejected and come back down? Are we going to turn this into some type of shoulder, head, inverted head and shoulder here that breaks to the upside? Or are we going to kind of start to continue just to move in little flags? And get a move up and break this point of control, that 67,200, because it's the high, the low, the lower high, the lower low. You must break that previous high. You break the previous high, boom. We can start what's called a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and we've now destroyed the downtrend. But we must break the trend, and right now the trend is to the downside. So when I started really trading trend, it was important because it meant to tell me that until this is broken, I cannot decide to party and it's not all good. It's okay if we get a bump, but it's not all good. All right, missing a bit of a move here, right back to 64,000, and it's what we talked about last night, right? And funny, here's my wife's prediction coming through already on the chart. So I want to get to the smaller time frames. I don't want to miss a pump here, but I also want to do my due diligence. And so anyway, we want to see how this daily candle closes. Right now, look, it is flipped to a green candle now, which is awesome. And a big pump through this gap looks likely. See the gap in the VRVP? Once you're here, you're very likely to pump. So I'm with my wife. Can we break 67.2 so we could get a $3,000 move today for Bitcoin? It looks like it's on the table. Let's take a look at what's happening to the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours a little overbought, but it's getting that curve in a very overbought region. And you could front run the idea that the 4-hour could break this 200 MA. We could front run that. I mean, it's high risk. But look, I mean, you're technically breaking out of a flag here on the 4-hour time frame. The 1 hour still has some legs. Let's see what's going on here on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour pump, came back to the 200 MA, and look at this thing pumping, just like a fire, baby. This thing is on fire, booming. So a little, nothing big for but a little bit of a pump here on the weekend. Where do I get this large measured move? It just this length of this. That's really what you would do. I don't understand. I know over time you'll get it. You'll be there with me. Just listen. 69,066 would be amazing. We'd break through 67.2. All I really want is 65.5 for the weekly close. We take a look at our 15-minute, and our 15-minute really is the go-to. Look, it double bottomed and wants to pump nicely. Tight moving averages above the 200 SMA. That's what I go for inside of the pennant to the upside for Bitcoin. So early bird catches the worm. And so you get two targets. You got your local target and your bigger target over here for Bitcoins. You got your Bitcoins. You got your bitty Bitcoins. Look, did the 1 minute just break above the 200? It did. That was our indication for a long. Boom. It was hit. I wish we had seen it. We didn't get a chance. One candle close above. I'm in. We're gone for the gain. Close the candle when you hit the stochastic curve. And that is a known model for me. I call that Dirty Harry. All right. That's Dirty Harry. You can use Dirty Harry whenever you need to. You got to be quick on the draw, though. That's why I call it Dirty Harry, because you got to be quick on the draw. You got to, once this candle closes above it, and sometimes that candle just continues, right? You don't always get the move. But it's a very bullish signal. And look, you're getting more of a move here to the upside, and it suggests that you will. So as I walk to the computer, she's like, it's gonna pump. So she absolutely nails it, my wife. And wow, back to where we were yesterday. And you didn't think, they got people pretty freaked out with the low dumpage. But how low did we end up going here? Down to 62,800, and they liquidated a lot of people on a Saturday too, which they play dirty, man. That's why we have to play dirty with Dirty Harry. All right. And so there's my signal. If you're in my trading group, I'm going to teach you how to do this with a demo account. You're going to do it over and over again until you get good at it. Front running the golden cross on the 1 minute time frame, and suggest that there's, somewhat more. Now, the faster you get away from the 21, the faster you'll come back. That's the only issue. And on low liquidity days, it looks like just a money grab. So we'll take a look at BOOKMAP and see where the liquidity lies here. How the new house coming along? Are you close to the ocean? No, we're like 30 minutes from the ocean. Not that far away. Not that far. But honestly, man, it's so peaceful here. And my whole life, I never lived in so much space. Everything has its place. You know what I mean? Like, I got my office. Then I also have a shooting room for doing like other videos and ideas. And it's an amazing idea. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. $62,580, 64,000. So let's take a look here at liquidity. When we look at the liquidity, we can see there's just so much more down here, right? And down here, and then all the way down at the bottom too as well at 53,000. But to me, whenever I see a lone wolf like that, I don't pay as much attention to it. We have to know it's there, but it's no big deal. Still some liquidity below us, but they could have people that thought we were going. There's still whale wars. At the end of the day, the closest red liquidity is all the way up at 65,000. So it looks like we may get some type of bigger move today to the upside. BOOKMAP does provide the liquidity, and it is close enough. So what I found from back testing and using BOOKMAP over and over again, that we will most likely hit the closest dark red liquidity. However, it could disappear and then go down here. And next thing you know, none of this is 100%. It doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. It just gives you an added idea of what is going on. It's an API. This is bookmap.com. Check them out. Go to BOOKMAP and see what the candlesticks are hiding. These look just like the candlesticks. When you look at the candlesticks, But what you also see is the liquidation. Like these were short liquidation. Shorts just got liquidated yet again here for Bitcoin, right? And so as this price action went up, they liquidated the shorts. Short. Now, once you get away from the 21-day moving average, that tells me that you're one of two things. You're going to make some type of flag. You could still pump. I've seen that you could still pump, but it's unlikely at this point that you're going to continue to pump. The stochastics are high and stretched, and you're away from the 21. You're now likely to come back to the 21-day moving average, okay? This is how I can command price on a dime on the smaller time frames, and I know exactly when to get in and get out. So like you get in when you break that 200, you get out when you, and I finally labeled it Dirty Harry. So, and the thing is, you need models to trade. You need to have, somewhat predictable pieces of price action that you play over and over and over again. This is the key. All right. I have my eyes on a 6-hour trade. So important, Sammy. Cup and handy. God bless you, brother. And it's important to plan your trades. I like how you're planning out your trade. Like you're like, I got eyes on this trade. Like I'm looking at it. I'm breaking it. You want to have a plan for your trade. You don't know when to just go in on your trades. The good thing about having a model is you don't have to plan every trade, because if it fits your model, you've already planned the trade. If that makes sense to me, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you. Know what I'm. Because like you've sat and when you planned the trade is when you made the model, and now you're just playing the model over and over and over again. That's the key, right? Okay, shout out to all the beautiful people here. Is it best to wait for a candle close? Yeah, you can get it there. You can get it there. I like to front run it. The more I get comfortable with it, the I get a little riskier, but you can get hurt doing that too. But you can also just it's beautiful when it just takes off because you're just there, and your stop losses, like right here. I may use a stop below the point of control and attempt to front run it right there. It depends on what I'm looking at too. Like, we had somewhat of a, it wasn't an amazing pattern, but it wasn't horrible. The key is that we didn't break back inside the bigger pattern. That's the key. So if you look at the daily, see, like we were doing what's called a bullish retest. Like we came down and retested the trend line one time. And you can see we definitely diagonally retested that trend. If you see the trend, boom, we came down, we diagonally retested that trend. It'd be beautiful if this candle closes green, but it is a Sunday night into Monday. Heavy volatility, not the best day to trade. At the same time, getting above the 200 MA on the 1 hour has been a very interesting play to just let ride. And then you get the golden cross, and so it just, everything looks healthy for a bigger move for me to the upside. Even the 7-minute isn't done yet. Everything looks nice. So like, I'd wait on this. Yeah, and again, see how I knew this was going to come down? See what I said? I said you're going to come back to the white line. And look, it took about 7 minutes to make me correct. And how do I know this? It's like, wow, how does he knows when you break above this yellow. So if you didn't see these moving averages, you'd have no idea what's going on. You'd just be like, price action just went up and came down. They pumped and dumped it. Now the stochastic still could have got you there, and the pattern. And you could have said, well, there's a point of control, falling wedge, MACD was turning, RSI was in a lower point after a diverge, and then we have this curving here on the stochastic. So like, even just that alone can give you a little sauce, but it's not the best sauce, right? There's more sauce to be had. Now you're like, where are we going? Why do we keep coming down, right? But now I know it's like we coming to meet the 21-day moving average. It's just it's so insane. Now if you lose this, you're coming all the way back down. Usually you don't. Usually you're going to bounce off this white line. Let's see what happens. But it's very likely now we're going to see a bounce here. All right. Or at least a stall out. Price will usually stall here. Get a bit of a wick back to the upside. And this is fun. This is what I like to do. I like to teach in real time to show you how solid the system that I teach works, like, so you can see it for yourself. All right. Experience, gut instinct, and ambitions is backed by Mrs. Recognizing Patterns along with intuition. I love you guys. Shout out to Chicago Brew. We love you. You should get a bounce off the white line here. Okay. Look at that. Wasn't amazing, but so far you are getting a bounce, exactly as I said you would. Now, again, if you didn't have the moving averages, you would just be like, oh, we're bouncing off some support, which we may be. Sometimes they come in hit, but right now, no, you'd be like, it's just what? Like, we're just bouncing for what? But see, I got the sauce for you. I can show you what most people could never see. It's like, and I shouldn't give this away. I honestly shouldn't. But I guess my passion is to show you things that, you never would have thought possible. So. Okay. What's the indicator used for moving averages? Can you show how I can find it on TradingView? Yeah, it's simple. You just go up here and type in 5MA. And hit right here, 5MA by Inlander. And once you have 5 moving averages, just put 21, 50, 80, 100, 200. You can take a picture, take a screenshot of this, and then make the 21 white, the 50 red, the 80 this purple, the 100 blue, and the 200 yellow. And you can pause this and rewatch it again, and you'll be good to go. Okay. Wow, look at massive dump right back to the downside. Sunday day. And so we got the little bounce. Boom, and then just boom. And back to the 200 MA. That's crazy. So again, a hard rejection at what? At about 64,000. We just can't seem to get back above this level. So here we are again with just a rejection at 64K. Rejection, rejection, rejection here. Could it be the right shoulder? Maybe, but wow, honestly, I didn't expect that to be so fast of a dump like that. I expected a dump. If I was in the trade, I would have gotten out by the 21-day moving average. But boom, see? And that's why, like, a lot of times people will be like, well, why do you take profit so fast? Because, you know what? This happens maybe, this can happen whenever, and you never know. All right? All right. So shout out to everybody here. Yeah. Long Doge on 2X with 08. Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah, and another thing is, like, I don't usually trade Sundays. Sundays are low volume days, right? It's nice that we got a pump, but they're low volume days that are treacherous. And so I know not to risk my capital on days when it could be the riskiest. Look at that bounce though, right off that. Slight hidden bullish in a way. I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. But that was definitely a liquidity grab. And if we look at BOOKMAP, we're definitely going to see some long liquidations. And there we have it. And what is that? That's this red tab here. You can see they liquidated the longs. And what the long liquidation is, it's a divergence. They liquidated, then they liquidated, but the price went a little higher. So it's like we ran out of liquidity. You see what I'm saying? It's like we liquidated less people. The price, we tried to drive the price lower and we got less liquidations than we got before. Which usually says, hey, and look, low stochastics, can you get a bounce now? So now this is it's doing what's called, I guess it's retesting. To me, it fell in the pattern, but I guess we could be somewhat crazy with this, but let me see here. Now, I just want to look at it differently. Shout out to 63,000 subscribers today. It's a blessing to be alive. Thank you so much for everyone that contributed to 63,000 subscribers. It's a big milestone in my humble opinion, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. Unbelievable day to be alive. 63,000 subs on a Sunday. You know, you're kind of looking shoulder, head, right? You're looking for that right shoulder, possibly, even on the 1 hour time frame. To me, it is tighter in the zone, but we started to break out. It looked like we were going to get a bigger push to the upside. And look, they drew in a bunch of longs, even on those smaller time frames, and then just gotcha. Yeah, the 2 hour looks interesting. Someone said, I like what I'm seeing on the 2 hour. Possible a little bit of bearish div though, or almost exaggerated bearish div. It's a little bit. And again, at the end of the day, it's all about just the fact that we just can't seem to get back above, like a clean cut above 64K. Sorry. My thumb hit the spice bar and then it was gone. It was all gone. Everything was gone. So, yeah, we got to break back above, 64,000. Even it's almost like 64,990, but it's been giving us problems. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We break through this, we can gap back up to 65.5, 65.6, and then 67.2. And, I'd be a happy man. Let's see what the weekly candle can give us. The, moving averages getting tight is a good sign, regardless of the weekly candle close. See how these are all conjoining? It's usually a good sign that a big move is going to happen. And again, I see a pretty big move because that's the measured move. The measured move takes us to 69,666. Let me move it perfectly there. Yeah, 69.8 we'll call it. So like an entry here, stop below the point of control and the 200 MA, which is like really actually a pretty nice thing to do. And then it gives us, entry at 69,798. An exit at 69,800. So this is a possibility. This is something that I look at. I like to. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. If it loses, fine. Like you come back, you retest. They may be doing a grab. Who knows? But if you trade 10 of these and you hit 3 of them, you're in the money. Again, you got to be consistent over and over again. And over time, I'll hit way more than 10. I'll hit like 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Heck, I've hit 19 to 22. I've hit 12 straight. We start going on streaks. We keep the streak alive. All right. Since everything falls Bitcoin, it's too bad that every crypto transaction, a small percentage didn't go to Bitcoin. Always the most positive and powerful way to start any day, but Sunday hits different. Shout out to Hash Puppy. Sunday does hit different. It really does, in my humble opinion. There's something about Sunday that just feels right. Anyway, with that, I got to go chill with the fam. This looks like a possible long to me. I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. I may make this long. I'm just taking a look here at what's going on the smaller time frame. I call it a games. They're playing a games again. They're playing a games again. By golly gee almighty, playing them games again there, Paulie. So we've been nailing the last few movements of Bitcoin. We're locked back in. I'm locked in for sure. And I'm loving it. And if you just watch me every day, people ask questions and stuff, just keep showing up every day. Give me like 2 weeks and you'll watch the consistency, the discipline, and the focus. And I just think eventually you'll see, if I don't implement a healthy behavioral habit into your life by mimicking anything that I do here on the channel, I think I think that's just kind of what I'm going for, is to help you more than you realize. So look, tight moving averages. Move back. We broke back inside the pattern, but then we pumped right off of the 200 SMA, which is interestingly bullish, right? And on the bigger picture, like the 1 hour, like I just talked about. I remember I drew this on my own chart, but I draw it again on perpetual to be just extra, I guess, detailed and disciplined about it. Now on the perpetual, I might not go for that whole move. I'm going to go for about half the move. Now, there's a chance I do get the whole move and I miss out, but I'm not about that. I'm about making a gain, right? I may not trade this at all based on Sunday. Sunday's a good day to lose money. because like, see what they just did. It's a good day because there's lack of liquidity, so they'll just drive the price up and down a lot easier. So there's the 3-to-1 risk reward ratio as I'm right below this previous wick too. All right, but you have to get pretty close up to almost above the wick, which is not the best, but it is my 3-to-1. And so once I see the risk, I'm writing in like 66,963, exactly what the number gave me based on the measured move. And then 62,941. And then I'm scrolling over, you know. I was about to say, like, and look, I could use 1x leverage. That's what people don't. I was just telling people this the other day. Demo account, 1x leverage. Some people complain demo account, but like, you know, I like to sit at about 37x leverage. That's what I found is my, like, I don't know why 37 is actually weirdly where I want to be. Shout out to the Bruins for winning Game 7. They should never have gotten to Game 7, but whatever. They gave us an amazing game. I didn't get to see anything. I was in the charts doing our show, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to the game. Wow, back to 64,000 for Bitcoin. Pretty impressive, if you think about it, right? Just my wife told me it gonna go up. It gonna go up. So yeah. Now let's see. So okay. So I've been riding high. I've been doing good recently. So I shouldn't be trading on a Sunday. I'll tell you that. But I won't make it a big deal. I'll trade 166 for 420. All right. And I just did open up a trade. You can track this trade, see if it plays out, see if you win, see if you lose. But I just made a live trade here. All right. So for the guy who said, but you don't trade no money. You don't trade no money. I don't know. See you no trade no monies. How do I know? No. So and that's actually. Wow, I thought I used more money than that. It's only $250 at 37x. It's $9,000 trade. So I either lose half of this or I double up. You get what I'm saying? I make 5 or I triple up almost. Turn this into 600 or more because I'm going to make $400. And you can always see, what did you do? If you did it right, you'll take a look, right? You'll say, well, I could either make 420 or lose 164. And the math should make sense. I'm going to lose 64% or gain 167%. All right. Which actually isn't 3-to-1. I don't know. That's like, that ratio is off for some reason. Maybe the price actions. Yeah, actually, look, the price action's a little higher now than it was before. So anyway, so I shaved myself on some points there. So I'm at a 2.8 now, but it's okay. Usually I don't do that either. So we'll see. And it's also Sunday, a good way to lose my money. We'll see what happens. You know, don't do what I'm doing. This is just for like, at the same time, there's this level of like, Bitcoin seems resilient at 64K now. If you can really break 64K this time, the chance I'm in the money in an hour or two. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. And it's not a huge deal, but if we do get a spike, and what I'll do too is if this trade breaks this high and we see another flag on the smaller time frame, I'll add to the trade. I'll triple it or double it. You see? And you know, you never know. Sometimes I turn something like this into a way bigger trade. This could end up being $2,000 in there, and then we're sitting at like, you know, a bigger trade. So we'll see what happens. I'm not trying to be a big shot, all right, or claim to be. It's also a Sunday trade, so I want to keep it easy. All right. I don't know, Sam, but I'm feeling 100K before Christmas, man. What you feel and believe and think have no business in cryptocurrency, but I love that you feel that. Like I'm with you, man. Like that's awesome. But as your friend and buddy, yeah, let's rock on. As your mentor and teacher, it doesn't matter what we think or feel or believe. You know? So I never want to hurt your feelings by being like a stern mentor, because I'm all about it. You know what I mean? As your buddy, like let's go to the upside. You know. Anyway, it's time to jump on out of here. I gotta run and hang out with the family. We are now up 5%. That's how you make gains for a living, right? And it just seems like this 1 hour is going to pump, and we're above moving averages. And I'm front running the idea that this 4 hour is going to break above the 200 and then just absolutely explode. And once it breaks above the 200 yellow line, like we're just going to see a massive move to the upside. And you're kind of making an inverted head and shoulder here that's telling me a move is coming. So It just spells like there could be a pump here. Again, we got to hold 64,000. This resistance, we got to break back above it. We got to make it happen. But you can see that I'm long, and I don't even want to be long. Just my trader instinct is telling me to be long based on what I'm seeing. The tight moving averages above the 200. We're seeing a change in trend, but we got to make sure we can change the trend. 67,200. And honestly, this close on the weekly would be fine. I'll take 64,000, really, after all the things, we've been up and down the entire, I think went down to 56. So, and that was, you got to buy the fear. I was buying so much of that fear and people looking at me funny. And it didn't feel amazing to buy then because the market, but at the same time, I told myself the only time I can buy is this fear. So look, we got this blanket of liquidity now above us all the way to 65K and suggesting that we can easily go and eat some more shorts. So they're providing the liquidity, and I see a move further to the upside. I could be wrong, but that's what the charts are telling me. All right. That's what the charts are telling me over here, Charlie. And so we'll see. We'll see. I wanted to add a little more spice to the trade. Make sure your stop loss is above your liquidation price. Right, my liquidation is 62,596. That's how you got to play. If you're going to, don't trade leverage. You don't know what you were doing, please. I didn't make, I traded spot for years, 8 or 9 years before I touched any leverage, and I made a decent chunk of change without touching leverage. You do not need it. All right. To me, it's just the only way to trade Bitcoin because Bitcoin, such a big asset, and I'm only looking for 500 to somewhere between $500 and $3,000 moves, which is, that's awesome. The volatility it's providing recently, the fact that we can say that. So this is BOOKMAP. Link to BOOKMAP in the description. Blessings on blessings. Shout out to iTrust Capital, a place where you can start a retirement account with your IRA or Roth IRA. It's pretty awesome. Check them out. Find out more at itrustcapital.com and see what's going on. Link in the description below and the QR code. And who could forget decrypted.tax? Maybe you've done your taxes, maybe you don't. Maybe you did them and you're not sure. Maybe you want to talk to somebody. There's a tax attorney. Book a free consultation today and earn 25% off the standard pricing. And, a name you can trust with Crypto Lifer, man. So check it out, decrypted.tax today. All right. And with that being said, everyone, I'm going to jump on out of here. I'm bullish. Everyone seems to be somewhat bullish. We'll see what happens on the day. It looks like we're going to fly through some more shorts, but we'll see. Only time will tell. I could be completely wrong, and this could dump in our face. You'll say, wow, that lifer made a bad trade. You never know. We'll see what happens. It's only a game of probability that we're playing, and maybe the probabilities won't serve us today. You never know. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you tonight for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Blessings on blessings. I got to go hang out with the camels and take a few rides in the sand. So I'll see you guys later. Stay blessed. Lifer is checking out of the scene. I'll see you guys tonight. I love you all. Thank you so much. Live in love. Remember, the secret to success is getting started.